Hello and welcome to episode 113 of the Boot Nerds podcast. JayMike, what's going on?
Look, man, today it is Thursday and Denmark are playing very soon against Belgium. By the time this goes up, we all know what the match is going to be, but I'm very excited. And it's a weird moment for me because, we all saw what happened to Christian Eriksen. Thankfully, he's doing better, but I was at the stadium when it happened and it was, it was weird. So watching the match tonight is going to be super emotional. But I believe, my man. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's that's a crazy thing to have witnessed in person.
Yeah, it was a. Don't get me wrong, but it was a weird night and a really emotional, and it was a tough night. But it was also somehow the reaction from the Finnish players and the fans was also beautiful to see. You know, I would have liked to be without it. Of course, the thing happening to Christian, obviously, but when things were going to be like that, it was heartwarming to see that everyone kind of just came together around him and supported him. And at that point, football didn't matter. I think Jurgen Klopp said it nicely once that football is the most important of the unimportant things. Like it's at the end of the day, it's just football. It doesn't matter. I think it was a nice saying, and it put things into perspective. But I'm so glad he's doing okay. So yeah. Tough one, but let's hope that it's been a weird Euros, right? We had that incident. We had thankfully he's not hurt. Pavard going unconscious after that tackle in the Germany match. We had that hang glider almost injuring a lot of people in the same match. You know, so much stuff has happened, right? What was it? A spectator got injured at Wembley. In the England match, it was. But let's hope we're done with all that at the Euros. But hey, anyways, all that aside, today is I've actually been excited to record this podcast because we are going to once again rate and potentially slate your Nike ID or Nike by You designs that you have sent to either myself or to Josh. And lots of good ones. I think we're gonna pull out the big high ratings a couple of times today. So Josh, what do you say we get to it? Jump straight into it.
Let's do it.
Okay. So, we're gonna do it alphabetically. So no ranking here, and we start off with this peach of a boot from 98 Callum. It's a white. It looks almost a silver, right? But it seems to be the white mesh, black tongue, black swoosh, and a chrome tooling. I think that chrome tooling really makes it. It makes it look better than it sounds on paper. I think.
Yeah.
Where you at?
This is one of those boots that looks. I like the fact that he combined the black mesh. No, the white mesh with the black underlay, and it does make the boot look silver. Yeah. This is one that I think would look very different depending on the lighting, which I quite like. The chrome tooling looks good. The accent of the black Nike swoosh looks great. The toe box and little forefoot area is red, if I'm not mistaken. It's a really good looking colorway with just a cool amount of hidden detail, I would say.
I agree. I like it. I think it takes something to make the white mesh option look really, really good. So it's not like a home run this for me, but I think it's a solid looking pair, and I would rate this up like a 7.5, 8. I think maybe 7.5. 7.5.
I was gonna say 7. I'm 7 out of 10 on that one.
Okay,
really, really solid.
Yeah, definitely solid. Then we have I like this one, Brando Manzo. White, black, and gold, and it is very, very, especially because he took that photo with that ball. Obviously, they look made for each other, right? Mm-hmm. It's a very simple pair of boots, but he has followed the recipe that always works, which is white, black, gold accents.
Yeah, these are incredibly clean. This I could see Cristiano Ronaldo wearing a boot like this. This seems like his type of colorway.
Back when they made Ballon d'Or boots for him, this would be something they could definitely make for him. I really rate that. I would give that a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm right with you. 9 out of 10. Really solid looking.
I love that. We also have one from Brian Ruiz. They're red and they're gold. And there's hardly anything to fault these boots for. I think it's, red and gold just always, had it been navy, it would have worked. It's a simple but very effective colorway. This it seems like everything is just red, gold swoosh, gold plate. I like it. Again, it's not blowing my mind. It's not getting top grades, but I would say that this is 8.5, maybe 8.5. Where you at?
I think I'm more 8 out of 10 on this. Okay. I would have liked to have seen some kind of playing around with the underlay colors.
Sure.
I think that would be cool. But I've been getting a lot of DMs of Nike IDs, and this red and gold combo is actually really common.
It's out there a lot, isn't it?
There's a lot of people doing this one, but again, it looks really good. But for me, this particular pair, 8 out of 10.
It looks really good, but I'm definitely buying your point that it should be bumped down to an 8 because it's, there's so many options to like give those little hidden details, and this is maybe a little bit too plain to be an 8.5. But still, I would love to rock a pair myself. So 8 is I think it's a good rating.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Felipe Ramirez, who is apparently Mr. 10,000. Whatever.
Yeah, I think the inspiration for this was 10,000 hours. So the other one says hours, and it was I think the theme is mastery,
right?
Which is kind of cool. And what I like about this one, again, following that black, white, and gold color combo, always looks good. But I think the white across the top of the foot, it's a little bit unexpected given what he did with the rest of the upper, and it just looks super clean. The thing people always point out whenever there's a lot of white in the fly knit and the laces area of any of these boots is how dirty they're going to look the first time you wear them.
True.
And that's true. But as they are in brand new condition, I'm impressed. I like these a lot.
But imagine this with white socks, like completely new pair of clean white socks. That is going to look phenomenal.
Yeah, these are sick. I almost, do I like them more than the other ones in the same color combo? I think I do. But I can't rate them higher than a 9. They're a 9 for me.
I think I'm going to go 8.5. I think they're very strong. 8.5. I'm not exactly getting the same wow feels as I was with Manzo's. Then we have these finisher 10s. They're pink. You could argue that it's like the Vapor 14 interpretation of the berries. And I'm digging it. I think it's cool. It's not exactly that warm berry pink, but it's definitely nice. And I think I'm not one for pink boots, but it has the same vibes as the Super Spectral X's. It just looks super clean. And I am actually a big fan of these. But then again, they're pink boots. They're going to be divisive. Solid 8, because we're going to have a lot of cool.
Yeah. Look, it follows the recipe of one solid color and then an accent of white.
It just works.
Which you can do in almost any color combination. Yeah. Obviously, the wow factor is that super vibrant pink. And these are just extremely flashy. If you're looking to stand out, these are going to do that for you. 7.5 for me.
You're making sense. You are making sense, Josh.
I always make sense.
Well,
except for when I don't.
Which is the most true thing you've ever said. Now I'm going to stay at an 8. I'm going to actually stay at an 9. I think it's clean, but there's also, but I did rate I'm going to stay at an 8. Because there's also like, it's a little bit of an art to have minimal stuff look powerful, right? So sure. 8 it is. Then there are these. They're not Mercurials, but they're still Nike buy use. And I definitely see the reference to the CTR 360 Maestri Elites from the 2010 World Cup. I appreciate that reference. The first thing I thought about was Hypervenom 2s. I don't know about you.
Yeah, they look a little bit like that. I didn't think that initially because of that CTR in the background, but
that's actually the top comment on the post as well. It reminds me of the Hypervenom 2 launch color. Yeah, well, same for me.
It is. But I love this. This to me is such a cool. It's such a cool tribute because that was such a unique colorway. And the 2010 World Cup Nike pack it's just iconic. And it's one of those colorways I think is really difficult to remake. So
but he managed.
I think these turned out really well.
I agree.
I like these a lot. And like in terms of creativity, like I can't imagine too many people made this color combo. This for me would be, I got to give it a 9. It's just cool.
I would agree with you. It's like it's simple because you're just picking the colors of the old boot, but it works and it's a nice. You just got it spot on. 9 for me would be very happy to rock. I really like that, and that wolf gray is it's perfect, especially if we're talking Hypervenom 2. Okay, then we have Flemmy 0511's Argentina themed boots, which I think we've seen some similar boots before, and personally, I'm not that big of a fan of that white, almost like it's blue, obviously royal blue it seems, but because of the white mesh, it seems a little bit too like light blue, and that like it is almost like a little bit. The gold looks a little bit pale with that light blue. I'm not the biggest fan of that combination myself. Let me know what you think.
I love these.
I'm not surprised.
This is an extremely well executed country themed colorway, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah.
It even almost looks like it has stripes like the Argentina home kit.
I am buying that. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It just looks really good. I love the Argentinian flag across the top as well. It just looks really nice. The subtle gold accent is just the right amount. I think it was the right decision to not go with the gold sole plate tooling and just leaving it white or kind of like semi-translucent.
That's a good point.
I like these a lot. This for me is a 9.5 out of 10. I think this is
really
extremely nice. I really like these.
Okay, I didn't think about the whole Argentina stripe, so that would probably add half a point for me. But I would be somewhere in the 7.5, 8 range. I don't think they're probably 7.5. I'm not as excited about these as I am about the others. But definitely not a bad looking pair of boots at all. However, these football boot Y14s. Look, it's simple. It's so simple. Just make a mono color boot. It works. And it might just be the shot and the fact that they're nicely organized. They're in a white box and it just looks so powerfully popping and all that stuff. But I get drawn to these boots. I mean, they're the calling to me because they are so vibrant and so bold and so almost cheekily outrageous and yet so simple. Now, I like these, man. I'm going to rate them... Am I going to rate them a 9? No, I'm not. I'm going to give them an 8.5.
8.5 is fair. Okay. What's cool about this is it is all pink, but
it is,
you went with the white mesh, and the white mesh really makes it look different from just a solid pink football boot.
Yes,
shows off some of the technicality of that Vaporposit upper. It's cool. I'm with you. For me, I think it's an 8 out of 10.
Just an 8? Okay.
Just an 8.
That's fair enough. Then we move on to Frida Durano 4. And there's a lot going on here. You can say, black sock, black base, white elements, pink swoosh, and I can see where this is going. Personally, though, there's just something with that white mesh that it pops a little too aggressively for me. And I'm not sure if that the whole thing with white components underneath, if that works for me. Do you know what I mean? It's somehow just a little bit, in too much in my face and makes it a little bit bulky for me. I appreciate the direction. I see the intent. Personally, not feeling it, I would rate this a 6.5 out of 10.
Oh, wow. Man, we are not on the same page with a lot of these. I really like this colorway a lot.
Oh, okay.
I personally, and you can't really see that well in this picture because it's kind of on top of a black string bag and it makes it look black, but I wish the sole plate would have been black and it would have made that little kind of graphic thing on the back heel black as well. Yeah. It would have been cool. This colorway immediately reminded me of the Superfly 1 Vapor 5 that had the white, black, and pink. That's what it kind of reminded me of immediately. And I like the solid white through the midfoot. I think it's cool that it's showing off the internal structure of the boot.
Mm-hmm.
in a more subtle way for the most part.
I agree, but then I would have preferred a different color on the mesh than the white. It's just me.
Yeah, that's true. I really like the accent of like a solid dark underlayer for the liner and then a light color or white for the mesh. I think that's cool that you get to see the grid pattern.
But give me a pink mesh on this, and I think it's way better. It just looks too yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I'm still high. I think I'm an 8 on this one.
Wow, okay.
I really like them.
Oh, fair enough. We move on to Ivan Bustos. And see, these would be, I think it looks like, is that a chrome tooling? Looks like a chrome tooling.
I believe so.
And like a silver swoosh. Mm-hmm. And is that a lime green or volt even maybe a speed band?
It looks like it could be. It's hard to tell, but that's my guess.
It looks kind of green from what I'm seeing, but it could be the volt mixing with the blue. Obviously has a blue mesh on. I think it looks fairly good. I'm not like completely crying my eyes out over how beautiful it is, but it definitely works. I can see where it's going, and I would be sitting at a 7, I think, for these.
Yeah, solid. I'm kind of with you. I'm with you on that. It's a very simple colorway. And you could really, what's good about this is you could swap out that blue for almost anything and it would have a pretty good look to it.
That's true, yeah.
But yeah, they're really nice. I'm with you. I think 7 out of 10 is a fair rating.
Then we move on to another Phantom GT colorway from Gyro Gazon 10. Mm-hmm. I could butcher that name in so many ways. I could say it in Danish, Gyro Gazon T. Anyways. Sorry about that. By the way, shameless plug, if you want to go and listen to how football player names are pronounced the right way, we have a video at Unisport. Shameless plug over. It's a good video. You should totally go and watch it. It's probably one of the funniest videos have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen that one.
You should honestly go check it out. I wrote the thing. I did the voiceover and it still came back. Editor absolutely, he killed me. It's so bad. Anyways, completely off topic. Sorry for that plug. I just thought about it. But I'm not digging the colors, but I'm digging the boot because for me, it feels like a reference back in time to that Volt, almost like it's more yellow and blue Hypervenom one, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought of the first time I saw it
Yellow
too.
Purple, right? That's cool. Again, not a fan of the colors, but I like what it has been done to the boot. Looks really cool and simple. 7.5 for the looks, but 8 for the storytelling in it.
Okay, I was expecting a lower rating based on that. I like the detail of not having the stripe across the boot that you normally have on the Phantom GT. I think it just makes it look so much more sleek. I'm an 8 out of 10 on this. I really like how these look.
Hey, we agree. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I know where this is going. Jorge Loza. Jorge Loza. I'm completely butchering names right now. Wow. Can you say that, Josh? Can you say that name? Jorge Loza.
Would you not say Jorge?
Jorge? Probably, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I would guess.
Scandinavians and Spanish, Latin American sounding names. Wow. Anyways, the boots. I think these are better than the Argentina boots because there's less blue to mix with the gold and the speed band because the swoosh is black. I think that mixes a little better with the blue underneath. And then we have the gold on the heel, gold tooling, obviously. Maybe a black tooling would have been even cooler, but I like this a little bit more. It pops in a better way. And it's still pretty simple. I'm liking it. 8.5 out of 10.
Okay, that's solid. I really like these ones as well.
I'm not surprised. I knew that was happening.
It's hard for me to say that I like them more than the other ones, though.
Okay.
I think I'm an 8.5 on these.
Yeah.
I can't rate them quite as high as the other ones.
Okay, fair enough. You really like your white and blue and gold, man.
I do.
You do. Next up, we have something that we've more or less seen before, Luke Timmins, with an alternate version, I guess, of the Dragonfly boots, but with black. And it's just, rainbow pair of boots. Looks awesome. Black, keeping it simple, keeping it clean and sleek and classy. Man, I would rock these. I like them a lot. I think it does everything. It plays with all the elements that the Vapor 14 and the Superfly it has to play with in terms of the components. Really powerful, playful, vibrant. 9 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Man, we do not see eye to eye today.
Why? This is when TV stations, is that like that test signal?
Yeah. You're right. It kind of looks like that. And
that's
look,
cool.
I don't dislike them.
Dude.
But I'm also not like, oh, wow, those are really cool. I don't know. For me, it's a 6.5 for me.
Control yourself, my man.
It just is. I'm sorry. It just is.
Wow. Marquez 7. See, these I am really, really torn on because they're unique. I think it's something that probably one of the most unique looking pair of boots because it mixes colors that not too many people I think would mix. Somehow it in a weird way it works for me, but would I wear them myself? But I think if you match it with a good kid sock combo, it could look really, really nice. It's bold and I think it does something to me. It works.
Yeah, I think this is a really well thought out colorway. Like I think when you look at a lot of these colorways, I always think, would Nike ever release something like that? And this seems like something that Nike would legitimately put out because it's something we've never seen before in terms of color combinations, but it ultimately looks really good. I like this. I think this is a 9 out of 10. It's smart.
Yes, and it actually takes colors that would usually be a little bit, if you take blue and red, it can look a bit weird, but it looks very powerful. Just using that little amount of red to make it pop solid. Imagine this with the Croatia kid.
Yeah, like I think like he used the options that are probably the least used on NikeID right now.
Yeah,
and he made it look good. That's impressive.
Proper. What did you go with 9?
9.
I can live with 9. Yeah. See, then the next ones from Nicolas Kolachi are interesting because somehow the fact that he's gone with all white components underneath the white mesh makes it look like the mesh is only, at the bottom of the heel and the very top of the body of the boot. And it makes it look super clean. And I like that. Also because of that, the white mesh on the heel kind of rubs me the wrong way a little bit, but that, what is it called? Cleanliness? Clean look at the front of the boot, the body of the boot, with that powerful black outline on the swoosh. I dig it, but I'm not lost for words. It's a little bit somewhere in the middle for me. 7.5.
I think that's fair. I think I'm with you, 7.5. I personally would have liked to have seen at least the black band through the forefoot on the underlay. I think that would have looked cool. Yeah, and you know what's interesting about this one is you don't actually have the ghosted swoosh that's missing, and it gives the boot a much cleaner look.
I appreciate the clean look, but there just could have been a little bit more. Again, I wouldn't be offended by wearing these, but maybe a little bit more.
Super nice colorway.
Yeah. Ollywood 15.
Not my favorite, I'll be honest.
I'm with you. I mean, I definitely see these as like they're different. And they're an alternate colorway to what most people would probably combine. And to some extent they work, but again, not my favorite boot either. I would probably be at personally, I'm at a 6 out of 10. It doesn't really work for me.
I'm with you. I was going to say 6 out of 10 as well. It's not that they look bad.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing. But I do like the idea of going with the blue Flyknit. That's something that we have not seen a lot up until this point. Everyone's kind of sticking with the black and white. So
kudos for that.
It looks good.
Then we move to Patty Wilson, which is something I appreciate because it's basically what I would have. That was my alternative to what I ended up doing. And these look really good. I'm a little bit sad I didn't make these because that is just very, very powerful. I can't tell if is that an Italian flag? Can't be.
It is. I'm assuming it is.
Okay, yes. Fair enough. Wow. It goes to show how powerful it is to have just a monocolor base, everything the same color, and then just white accents. Very, very strong. 9.5 out of 10 for me. These just so cool.
Wow, really high. I like them a lot, especially with the whole Italy vibe that they've gone for here by putting the flag on there. I think that makes a big difference. But I can't help but think that this colorway would look way better as a Vapor, because then you'd have the little white tail.
True. That's true.
And I think that would just it would look a little bit less blocky. To me.
No, I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree with you.
As it is, I think it's an 8 out of 10 for me.
Okay, that was not a lot. I'm probably also biased because I almost made this myself. I love it. Okay. I'm gonna hold my hands up here. I would wear Peter KM Jeong's boot any day of the week.
Yeah,
like you said, low carb Vapors, blackouts, no brainer. 8 out of 10, cool, but okay. But the red ones, my man.
The red ones are sick.
They are so simple to do. It's just red all the way through. But again, it's just about seeing the simple things and appreciating them. And I am a 9 out of 10 for these. Maybe 9.5. Let me bump those blue ones down to a 9 and give these a 9.5 out of 10 because I would rather wear those, to be honest.
I'm with you on the red ones. I think they're 9.5.
The clear tooling. Oh.
Yeah. These are just really cool.
Yes.
And again, it's one of those colorways, Nike's never going to release.
Yep.
And I think if you go through and read the comments on this post, there's a lot of people saying, why would you just pick all the same color? It's like, what's the point of doing a custom boot if you're going to do that? And I kind of understand that with a blackout because Nike is more or less going to put out a blackout at one point in time. But the all red, you just never see it.
But it gives out the vibes of those Porsche Puma King Platinums, but just sleeker and cleaner.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it.
So cool.
9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
We have Riley M. Brown 7s. Also kind of Dragonfly boots. Look, I'll let you go in a second, and I think you probably like them. There's something rubbing me the wrong way, and that is that there's so much blue and kind of like turquoise in these that I don't personally think I like that much. It's kind of the same thing I take issue with in the Ultra Spectra boots. That kind of black and turquoise, it doesn't blend well with the bright green. I'm not a big fan of these, sorry. I'm going to go with a 6.
Wow, that's low. Well, I said it in my caption on Instagram when I posted these. It's a remix of Dragonfly, but I think they look better. I like this better than what Nike put out. It's so cool. It does a good job of highlighting all of the underlay elements that Nike wanted to highlight with the Dragonfly.
Agreed.
But it looks cleaner to me. I like it. Again, it's a combination of colors you wouldn't necessarily expect. It's got a little bit of that like retro, like 90s vibe to it. I kind of like that. I don't know. Is it a football boot that I would personally love to wear? Probably not. But as a colorway, I think it's an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay. You're entitled to your opinion. So then we have something that I'm very interested in hearing your take on. Samuel Jack Hagen. Samuel Jack. Sorry, butchered that. See, this is for me. This is I have a hard time coping with that. We have that almost like orangey peachy, those elements, peachy elements mixed with the gold. And the first thing I thought about, and I'm really sorry here, Samuel, but the first thing I thought about is that, has he worn that on like clay or dust, or are these dirty? Because that orangey kind of just makes, maybe it's the lighting, I don't know, but my brain has a hard time comprehending the fact that they are close to each other, the orange and the gold, and yet they're not. They're not the same colorway. The same color. So a bit on the fence here. I don't hate it. 7. What do you say? You love it. Best boots
I think
you've
they
ever
look
seen.
good. No, I think they look good. That orange is tricky, and I use that orange in the NikeID pair that I made, but it was with a black overlay, and it ended up looking a lot more subtle.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the combination with the gold is interesting, but I also don't think that they look bad.
They don't look bad.
It's really unique, and again, using colors that most people don't pick and making it look good, I think deserves some credit.
Sure.
I think it's a 7 out of 10 for me. I like them.
Fair. Selena Torres 09. White and green. Light green. Lime. Talk to me.
Super clean. I think there's some green and Volt yellow as a combination in here. At least the ghosted swoosh is Volt.
Yeah.
Which actually looks good.
Has a nice contrasting effect to it.
Yeah, they're nice. I like that you can see the little neon green outlines of the perforations in the liner. I think that's a cool little detail.
Agreed.
They're nice. It's a 7 out of 10. There's nothing about it that's like, oh my gosh, that's incredible, but they're not offensive in any way either.
Would agree. Definitely would agree. We move to Seth Dilworth's very white and clean boots with a red swoosh, red heel tab, which made me think of Christmas somehow. Like, maybe that's not a fair comment, but it's meant in a good way. I think they're nice, they're clean, and they do something pretty well. I would go 7 out of 10 for these because when you put them on and you walk just to the pitch, they're dead. They are dead. You write that in the caption. Fair enough. Yeah, that's a funny caption until they get within 100 feet of grass.
Look,
I love it.
This it's a little bit generic in terms of being an all white boot with a single accent color. You could swap out that red for anything and they're going to look really good. But I really like the combination of the white and red. And I actually rate these pretty high. I think this is an 8.5 out of 10 for me. They just look really good.
Fair enough. Did I rate them?
I think you gave them a 7 or something.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty fair guy.
You're pretty fair. Sometimes.
Let's see what I say to Will Heinen's boots right here, because that is, if I'm not mistaken, that is grape. Is it not?
No, I think it's pink with black mesh and the tinted black overlay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That makes it a little bit better, to be honest. I like the ghosted underlay for the swoosh. That's pretty cool. Maybe I personally would have changed the swoosh from that matte silver chrome to white. Minor details, black tooling maybe, but I think these are they're fairly good looking. Say a 7.5 personally for me, but I would be okay to bump them up to an 8 if you convince me.
Oh wow, that's up there. I think that this boot looks a lot better in person than this picture is doing for it. But as it is, it's just not. It's not my cup of tea.
Because of the swoosh, right? But if the swoosh had popped more,
just in general, there's nothing about it that I'm like in love with. It's a 6 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
And it's not that I think that they look bad. They're just not my thing.
Fair enough. Shabiesta, 68. Which is obviously one of the coolest looking boots of today because they more or less look like the boots that I did, but with an AG tooling. I did a white swoosh and a black underlay base or gold. I don't remember, but I think this works. There's a little bit of red there on the speed band and the 4-foot liner. Love it. Would have preferred an FG tooling. Looks a bit cleaner, but hey, 9.5 out of 10. 9 because of the white ghosted swoosh. Not my thing, so 9.
Yeah, these look really good. They got a little bit of a Spider-Man vibe, but then the gold accent is a bit of a twist. I kind of like the ghosted swoosh and like this white. I think it looks kind of cool. I'm an 8.5 on these ones. I quite like them.
And they're that close to mine?
Yeah.
You better give them a 9.
They're a 9. They're a 9 out of 10.
Thank you.
That's exactly what I meant to say.
Just being like a petulant child here, getting what I want. But I'll take it. We end up here with Zoe Rios, white and pink boots, obviously with her name on. That's pretty cool. And again, like I didn't mention it for those white, gold, and orange boots, but I like when the entire front of the boot, almost like Nike GS style, is the same color. I think that's pretty cool. This has a bit of those vibes. Personally, I don't know. There's just something about this that doesn't really sit well with me. Maybe it's the way the elements have been mixed in terms of the white and the pink. It seems a little bit chunky, maybe with a black tooling. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this, to be honest. What do you say?
We've seen quite a few pink boots in today. I actually like the idea of going with a white base and then having the pink accents kind of dominate rather than doing a solid pink boot. I don't know. I think these have a pretty clean look to them overall. So once again, we're kind of disagreeing on our opinion on this, but I think these are really nice.
Okay.
And I'm not a pink boots type of guy, but I think this is an 8. I want to say 8.5, but I can't. 8 out of 10.
I'm probably more like a 7.5 kind of guy. Not my favorite pink boots of today, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah.
That was the end list. Of that.
Strong boots, gotta be said. People are really upping their game. I would wear a couple of these. I still think that those red ones from Peter, they're very good. All red ones, very, very good. Brando Manzo also like them. Which is your favorite?
My favorites are probably the Argentina ones.
Really?
I really like how those look.
Oh.
Those are up there, and then the all red ones.
Gotcha. Well, fair play. But guys, tell us what you think are the best looking ones in the comment section right down below, where you can also leave your comments that we will reply to next time, because right now time is running away from me and I have a football match, very important football match to catch. You will know what the result is by now. I don't at the moment. I'm very excited. So we're going to shut down this podcast for today. It's been a pleasure as always. But before you go, don't forget, of course, questions go in the comment section. And also, if you haven't subscribed already to the Bootnerds podcast, you can go and do that by clicking the white bubble in the middle of the screen. You can find Josh's and my work over at Unisport by clicking the bubbles next to our faces. And of course, if you enjoyed the content, leave us a like and we're going to be super, super happy. And with those words, I have been JayMike and I approve this message. Thanks for now. Kom så Danmark! Kom nu!
Thanks for watching.